Hi, I'm Eric with Minnesota Nice Home Buyers, and I'm here with Terry. We bought property from Terry just a few weeks ago, and we're going to ask Terry some questions and get a testimonial from her. Terry, can you tell us what are some of the reasons you chose M Nice Home Buyers for the sale of your property?
Looking at the on the TV on the commercial that you had, the woman said there was not a problem that you could not solve. We had quite a few problems. First of all, our house was too small. Nobody wanted to really touch it. And you didn't ask us to do some extraordinary things that we would end up having to pay for that we couldn't afford. And that's why we stayed in our house for as long as we did, because we couldn't afford all those things, but we couldn't afford to stay there much longer.
Okay, thank you. Did we do everything we said we would do once we agreed to purchase your property?
Oh, absolutely. And then some. The courtesy, the patience, and still we couldn't believe that it was happening so quickly. What we asked for, you said yes. And you said, oh, we can do this and we can do that. It was amazing. The time frame went so quickly that we couldn't believe it. Like I say, I wanted to call you so many times to make sure you weren't somebody that you weren't. And the way you talked to us, we weren't being talked at. You were talking to us. It just, it was nice.
Okay, very good. And the flexibility in closing, how did that help you
Um,
when you were
the
able to pick your time frame and pick the day you wanted to move
It was
out?
so easy, and we had a hard time with computers. And we tried so many times with the signing and bringing up paperwork to read it, to sign that paperwork, to send it. We didn't have to worry about any of that. You people came to us, which was so surprising.
Mm.
It made everything so much easier. But when we got to the closing, all these papers on the desk, and like when you go to a bank, there's a boatload of papers. Sign here, and it wasn't that. We signed a few papers and we were done. There was nothing stressful about it at all.
Okay, great, great. Was the process of selling to us a smooth one?
Yes. I think that another thing that made it smooth was we had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of stuff in the house. We had a lot of stuff in the garden shed. We had a lot of stuff in the machine shed and in the yard. And we got rid of what we could, but there still was a lot left. And we didn't have to worry about calling somebody else
Right.
to get rid of it.
Why would you recommend us to others?
Um, Talking to you is very easy. The eye contact, you didn't talk above me, below me. It was just like talking to my neighbor or a family member. That made it easier to be forthright on what the house needed and what it didn't have. The integrity as we moved along. We said, well, we can't be out here and we can't leave at that date, and we have some things here and there. You kept saying, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. There's nothing we can't do. There's nothing we can't manage for you. And it was all about us. That was what was really nice. It was all about us. We didn't have to put out any extra money. It was just so comfortable.
Good.
It was very comfortable.
Okay, very good.
I would definitely, if I had the opportunity to do it again, I would definitely go with you people again. Minnesota Nice was the way to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, Terry, what were some of the things that we did that you liked the most?
When I called, Kelly answered, and she said, "We can be out there as soon as today or tomorrow or whatever's convenient for you." From that point on, things rolled really fast. You showed up, you sat down at the table, you explained the company to us, what you do. We walked around, and you just kept saying that yeah, we can do that. We can do that. When all we heard was, "Oh no, we can't do that," from other people.
Mm-hmm.
But then we were really concerned with all the stuff that was lying around. And you said, "Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it." That meant that we didn't have to lift anything. We didn't have to move anything. It could just stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really nice. There was no pressure on when we had to be out. We had 2 places that we were interested in going to, and we weren't sure which one.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out extremely well, because when we finally did decide, we ended up with a free month's rent the first month. And you allowed us to have an extra, well, it was like 4.5, 5 weeks from the moment that we said, "Yes, we want to work with you," and you said you wanted to work with us, to get our ducks in a row.
Yeah.
There was no rush, which was really nice.
Okay. Yeah.
It just was a pleasure working with you people. It really was.
Thank you. You too. And when we sat down and talked about the property and we created an offer to purchase on your property, was there any pressure on my part to say, "Hey, you need to sign this right away, or we're not going to be interested"? Or how was that part of the transaction and the interaction with us?
You know, when you told me that there's nothing you couldn't, handle with our property and our home, I couldn't have signed anything faster. I just couldn't believe it, that it worked so smoothly. It was a wonderful experience. And being an elderly person, we didn't have to worry about meeting somebody someplace and driving. We didn't have to worry about computer work. It was nice, very nice. I would recommend it to anybody. Anybody. Because you're very upfront. And you fixed a lot of things. Your company fixed a lot of things. And the big thing is that we were able to get out from under cutting down trees and splitting the logs and mowing the lawn and fertilizing and all that work that even goes into just cleaning the house too. I wasn't pulling along a hose for the vacuum cleaner anymore. I wasn't vacuuming the cedar ceilings or the beams or the columns or tightening them down. We didn't have to do that anymore. It was so easy to go from here to where we are now.
Thank you so much, Terry, for your time today. Thank you for your testimonial. And if anybody listening is interested in hearing more about our company or getting a no obligation quote to purchase your property, you can fill out a form online, or you can just simply call the phone number and talk to us at the office.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.